Listen, Bard. You do what you do.
Very groovy.
With Wildlands, there's tons of updates for the Bard. As you guys remember, if you wanted a full 120 Bard, you needed to use 480 skill points. But with the Bard codex change self-taught, you actually only need 360. So today, we're gonna go through Ganthrone's old template that we did a while back, my favorite Bard template out there, and see what we can change up. So guys, sit back, grab your bow and arrow, your violin, and a beer. Let's talk about it. All right, starting off with the template, guys, there is nothing better than filling your enemy with arrows while they sit there entranced by your blissful music. So let's do peacemaking at 120. Wildlands also changed a few things about peace. Now, when a creature is pieced, you, your creatures, and other friendly players receive a 15% accuracy bonus towards said creature. Also, rather than giving an accuracy buff when buffing yourself and others, it gives a healing amount received with this formula here. For those that don't know, you can still use this skill on the ground to buff yourself and allies around you. The same goes for Discord. We're going to put Discord at 120. This increases the damage done to a creature that is discorded. When used on the ground, you receive a Song of Dissonance, which is you, your followers, and friendly targets in the area receive a damage resistance equal to the formula shown here. Next up, Provocation at 120. Why do all the damage when you can have the monsters do it for you? That's exactly what this skill does. This music actually puts the creature in range to attack a creature of your choosing, so long as you stay within 50 tiles of the creature. As for the buff from Provo, the Song of Provocation gives raw damage to both players and their followers. Alright, beyond the barding skills, we're going to go to Chivalry at 120. Notice there's no healing and no magery on this template, but we still have 3 sources of heals: potions, as well as Noble Sacrifice and Holy Light. Chivalry gives the latter too, both of them being instant cast. A fun update with Noble Sacrifice is the ability to resurrect your allies. But that's not all Chivalry does. Divine Fury will give us increased swing speed with this formula here, and then Sacred Journey not only is a free rune book to cities, towns, and dungeons, but it also gives us a slight damage buff after we go through the portal. Chivalry gives us so much in terms of utility and is highly recommended for most Dexers.
I wanted to talk to you. I know religion's important and all, but I think you might be taking it a...
Next, we'll do Tactics at 100. I mean, hey, we want to actually do damage, right? Archery at 80. Yep, you heard me right, 80. There's quite a few accuracy buffs in Wildlands, so 80 will suffice. Focus at 60. Now, didn't we just talk about accuracy buffs? Here's one. For 9% at 60 focus. We also get a 9% buff to swing speed and swing speed cap. All that for 60 points. One thing of note, as you gain in Lyric and depending on the difficulty of the creatures you regularly fight, you could actually lower the barding skills in unison to add to the focus skill if you wanted to. But keep in mind, this will also affect the song buff's effectiveness as well. Alright, let's talk about the barding codex. So we mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but we definitely need to do self-taught for 6 points. This is what allows us to have 0 music. Keep in mind, you may need to do a different template with music if you do not have the 6 points in the Bard Codex already. This takes the lowest skill between the 3 music skills and copies it over to music. Therefore, it makes sense to have all 3 music skills at equal levels. Next, let's talk about Sing Your Own Praises at 6 points. This increases the effectiveness of the Bard buffs and songs by 150%, but only for ourselves and our own followers. For others, it actually makes them do nothing. So you may want to redistribute this elsewhere if you're in a party, like perhaps the new Virtusio or however the hell you say that gives a damage and damage resistance bonus to a target for the next 10 seconds after you bard it. Next up, let's talk about Perfect Pitch. We're going to do 6 points for this. This one is a banger. It increases our successful barding chance by 24%. Reverb for 1 point. The most recent target barded, we gain 5% damage bonus too. Revolution Song, our provoked creatures do 75% more damage. This actually would be a great choice as well to put more points into when in a party rather than sing your own praises, since 6 points gives you 225% more damage from provoked creatures. Moving on to the Archery codex, during this video I was using Arcane. It's a pretty nice DPS increaser, but if you're able to be provoing monsters on one another, Incendiary is definitely the way to go, since it deals damage to a random monster within 2 tiles, and monsters provoked on each other will be within 2 tiles of each other most of the time. Again, if you're able to provoke, Ricochet is the way to go for the finisher. Wildlands introduced the weapon abilities. This is a super cool addition, and it's very situational. If you need to move a lot in a sticky situation, Skirmish is your go-to, as it'll increase the damage by 25% and allow you to move for the next 15 seconds. I mean, I kind of just want to do this all the time and just move around because it makes the game more interactive. Although this template is really interactive, so, maybe we'll be all right. In reality, though, I did find myself using Repeater quite a bit, and most often. My favorite was when I would aspect off of Repeater, or perform a finisher off of Repeater. Imagine it like a miniature pincushion. Pew, pew, pew! As for the aspect for the armor, I mean, we're barding, so obviously I chose Lyric Armor. We tested this in tier 10 for the aspects, giving us 26 extra points of effective barding skill. It also gives us a 32.5% chance for the best dang thing a bard can have: Bard Reset and Break Ignore chance. That's right, in Wildlands, they removed the song effectiveness and added Bard Reset. This is what resets the cooldown on my bard skills, allowing me to bard instantly and quite often. Other than the standard armor bonus, it gives us 26% more damage to barded targets, and in this case, everything is barded, which this makes Lyric a obvious choice for the armor. As far as the weapon, this time I went with Earth. Number 1 being it's the most inexpensive aspect out there, and I don't have Earth leveled up. Yeah, that's right, it's even cheaper than Holy. Number 2 reason being the special actually reduces the armor of its target, letting ourselves and our provoked creatures do more damage if it doesn't actually kill them first, because hey, Earthlands hits pretty hard. Talking about the mastery chain, used to literally the most important link you could get is a single Bard Reset / Break Ignore chance, but Lyric Armor kinda alleviates that need with Wildlands. So, moving on. Damage to barded creatures. The more and better quality of these, the more damage you'll do to creatures that are barded. This is the big boy link. Depending on the types of monsters that you're killing, if you're having difficulty barding the creatures or wanting bigger buffs, effective barding links are a great choice. Also with Wildlands, melee ignore armor chance just got a nice increase in percentage. Archery's main drawback is its ineffectiveness to pierce armor, so this will help to alleviate that. This build takes a bit of getting used to grabbing monsters' bars and keeping who's barded on who organized, but you don't have to pull 4 to 5 at once like we're doing in this video at times. Start with just discording and piecing a single monster, then move on to grabbing 2 and provoing them onto each other, until you find yourself barding multiples at once. Maybe once again going back to that barding codex that we were talking about, needing the 6 points in self-taught. Rather than provocation, you just have music until you're ready to move on and start provoing things. It does feel really good provoing multiple monsters on each other at once, and gives this template an S tier rating for interactive and fun gunplay. Yes, I said gunplay. I meant to say gameplay, but I misspoke like I oftentimes do. Guys, I really enjoyed this template. I hope that you guys enjoyed as well. I'm excited to play it in Wildlands a little bit. I've got just a little bit to go on my Archery codex still to finish that. My Bard codex is complete, so I don't know how long I'll actually play this template, considering there's really not a lot to progress in. I always like to do templates that I have something to progress, right? Guys, shout out to the Patreons, the channel members, and you for liking this video, as it helps for discoverability for myself, but more importantly, UO Outlands and my fellow streamers like Ganthrone, who actually inspired this template in the original video that we did a while back ago. I'll see you guys on the live streams most evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Twitter, and Facebook. Super excited to hear from you guys what different types of templates you're going to be going into Wildlands with, or that you are using in Wildlands currently. Let me know in the comments the next video you guys would like to see. Other than that, Pawn Star Gaming out.
In Basmani us.